I think the work that's been done at Fairfield Primary School over the last few years has been nothing short of absolutely wonderful in really generating terrific commitment and motivation from all the teachers in terms of approaching looking at our teaching practices, particularly in the area of literacy learning. And it's thanks to the wonderful work of our learning leaders that we have seen and are continuing to see improved student learning outcomes across all levels from prep to year 6. And while the other staff, of course, aren't here, I want to express my thanks to them for the way in which they have embraced this whole project, and all to the benefit, of course, of the students in our school. So I know that you'll enjoy hearing of our journey, and I'd hand over to Margot and Robin.
Thank you. Thanks, Judy. Okay. I've left my glasses at home as well, so I'm glad my writing's nice and large there. Good morning, everyone, and I am very happy to stand up here and tell you about the achievements that we've made at Fairfield Primary School, where I assume people know where Fairfield is, being a location, and we're a school of about 370 students, with 16 classes. The classes are in VELS level, so we have prep 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 classes, and we're fortunate to have a student population with an SFO of 0.2, or actually it's just gone down to 0.19. So I know I can hear a few giggles around saying your work's already done for you, and in a way it is, but we always have, there's always areas for improvement. So I just thought I'd point that out before I started, because obviously we're a very, very different population to Reservoir Primary School and to Dallas North Primary School and to many other schools in the Northern Metropolitan region. I perhaps took a very literal view of the emails that were sent from Lena about what the expectation was today, so I've literally done our presentation based on what's happened as a result of John Munro's visit in April this year. So there's no information about what we've been working on seemingly for years and years and years now, since the very first meeting we had at the Star Reception Centre. People who were there, it seems like, in some ways it feels like 5 years ago, and so much has changed and evolved. And I remember someone from the other school said names like John Munro and David Hopkins they were confusing to us as well. So it feels like we have come a long way, and we certainly have, but today's presentation has really just been focusing on what we've achieved as a result of John coming in April. They're just the headings that I got off the email. I'm a very good student, I do what I'm told. I just thought I'd start by saying that last year we already created a PD plan for this year, working on how we could roll out, I guess, the high reliabilities to our staff. Prior to that, we had Robin and I would come back and share our learning with the staff, but it was as we were learning it as well, and I don't know how other learning leaders have felt, but sometimes if it was difficult to be able to come back from one session with John and then impart knowledge to the rest of the staff, we needed time to have a go at it ourselves. Robin is a 5-6 classroom teacher. I'm not a real teacher anymore, but I did have a grade 6 reading group last year that were my trial group, I suppose, and so we needed time to really practice our skills ourselves before we felt confident to PD the staff. But we did have a plan. Okay. Maybe it doesn't like my... I'll see if it comes up. If it doesn't really matter. But the plan that Robin and I and the English PLT devised was so that we could have time to PD the English Okay. That's a shame. So that we could PD the English PLT give them time to trial it in their classrooms. The idea was that they would then go back and work with the staff in their area levels, come back to us as an English PLT, and then we thought that would actually work. We thought, because we had someone on the English PLT from every area of the school, and like I said, we thought it would work. It was structured so that Robin and I as learning leaders could work with small groups rather than the whole staff, because I'm sure people who work in big schools would know sometimes it's difficult to get the whole staff to work after school with no curriculum days, etc. So we thought that would be the best way to go. It also gave time for the English PLT members to go back to their own classrooms, trial it, share it, have opportunities for Robin and I to go into their classrooms. A lot of teachers took up the opportunity to go and watch Robin in her classroom and learn that way. And I've just added down the bottom that our English PLT, we had Robin and myself on the team, and we had representatives from every area of the school, including our specialist team, who in this situation was our Greek Lot teacher. And it was interesting to see her trying to include some of the high reliabilities in Greek. So that could be another research area for you, John. High reliabilities in Lot. I think it was pretty much in term one that we got feedback from our members that this model wasn't really working, because it put a lot of responsibility onto the PLT members when they went back to their area teams to basically PD then the other members of the staff. It amongst other things that were coming from other PLTs, because this wasn't the only thing that we were doing at our school. There was other groups working. We were all competing for time, as I'm sure happens in every school. Therefore, we did change the structure of the PD session so that we still did the same format, but we incorporated whole school PD sessions as well. And at these forums, it gave time for the English PLT members to receive the small group training that Robin and I could offer. It gave them, I think, about 4 weeks to go back and trial it in their classrooms, and then we got together as a whole staff, and we were able to PD the whole staff. In some ways, it doubled up the PD for the English members. But I couldn't say to them, don't come, because that wouldn't work. But also the English members meant that they came, and the English PLT members came, and they actually modelled a lot of the procedures. So it was really good for all the staff to hear more than just my voice and more than just Robin's voice, because I'm sure a lot of the learning leaders here today will know that you feel sort of almost sorry for some of the staff, because it's like, oh, here goes Margot again. It's the same voice over and over and over again. So it's really good to share the learning with the other members of the staff and just hear a different voice, and also to hear from real live classroom teachers. So we had people modelling from grade prep up to grade 6 the different activities that they were doing. Okay, I'm just going to quickly hand over to Robin.
I'll refer to the activities later on when we look at some of the comments we've received back from staff, because they were very powerful. John Munro visited us early in April. It's not dated, but I remember most vividly because he came in and watched me model No Pressure.